So out of all the questions I've ever gotten on YouTube, I feel like the most common one is, yo, Luna, how do I get my parents to support this whole YouTube thing? Because, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you watching this also do YouTube and also upload videos and have fun doing this just like the rest of us. And I'm also pretty sure there's probably like a lot of you that live on your own and are probably like, dude, what the fuck? I don't need parents to support shit. And then there's probably that like 2% of my fan base that are like 50 to 60 years old and like play the guitar in their spare time and make bubble tea and are just like watching this, listening to my voice and making me feel very uncomfortable. Okay, anyway, I do have a story involving like YouTube and I guess my parents, and it's so fucking inconvenient. This happened all on the same day. And I'm going to be honest, my parents didn't fully support this at all in the beginning. Like, it took a long time for me to be like, hey, this isn't just some waste of time. I have fun with this. And even that sometimes wasn't enough. But yeah, today's story is about how I almost literally had to fucking stop uploading YouTube videos. And it wasn't like in the beginning either when no one really gave a shit or I didn't have anyone sub to me. It was literally last September. So I did have my channel back then. And I did have a following. So it was pretty fucking shitty to have to almost like give it up. Like, just thinking about having to, like, quit, or not even quit, even just, like, a temporary break when you don't want to take one, it's annoying, and, like, if you like something, and you get forced to break from it, it's annoying. Especially if it's like this. So, this all started with my friend, okay? I was staying at his house for a while. I got into kind of, like, an argument with my parents, plus my friend's family, I guess, needed the extra people in the house because, like, it was a room, and there was rent, and it helped the mother out. And I found this out after leaving. His mom had a drug problem. I never knew it. He never said anything about it. I don't really blame him for not saying anything. That's not something you just like openly scream to the world. Like, hey, my mom, she does drugs and gets really angry and breaks things. And I think she had some temper issues too. I have no idea. But anyway, I was staying at my friend's house with his mom, and the first week was no problem. His mom was actually really nice. Towards nighttime, she'd get kind of pissed off about like certain things like bills and shit. And then she'd take it out on my friend, which always sucks to watch. Like, you sit there all awkward and just watch your friend get like yelled at by his parents. And you're just like, oh, I'm just kind of staying here. I don't live here. But in the start of the next week, I actually ended up getting into like an argument with my friend's mom. And it was a complete accident. Like, I left something out in the room that I was staying in, and she got pissed off and yelled at me. And I didn't even yell back. I didn't argue back. I just was like, yeah, it's my bad. I'm sorry. And I guess she took that as sarcasm, even though I wasn't even being sarcastic. I was genuinely sorry. But later that night, I ended up leaving to go out to dinner with my friend. And when we got back to the house, both of our rooms were like literally flipped around and like rated almost. Like, my laptop was fucking gone. My iPad was gone. My friend's stuff was gone. He had like a huge setup, like desktop in his room. That was gone. And like our fucking entire rooms looked like they got robbed. But me and my friend walk into the dining room and we just see my friend's mom sitting there with her arms crossed on the table, just straight up staring into her hands. Like, looking like she just did some like insane crime. Like, she looked guilty. And I like looked at her and she like quickly looked at me and just started screaming, like immediately screaming at me, saying like my room was dirty and that I do nothing and that I'm a scumbag and just all this like horrible shit. And she was pretty much like talking down on me like she was some sort of parent to me, which that wasn't it. I was just like staying at my friend's house, helping her with rent for the room and just rooming with my friend. That was it. And I just told her, I was like, look, calm down. You're literally acting like I just curb stomped a puppy. I just have a dirty room. Like, I'm sorry. And that fucking triggered her. She got pissed. She like literally almost put her hands on me. She was so mad. And she then continued to go into my friend's room. I think she was on drugs at this point. Like, I just kind of knew in the back of my head. And she went into my friend's room and started just breaking his shit. Like, for what I said. I felt terrible about this. But yeah, I'm just sitting there with like a million things going through my head. I was like, damn, I'm getting my friend's stuff broken. I feel terrible. Other part of me was like, damn, this lady is evil. And then there was like that small part of me that was like, oh fuck, she took my laptop. I can't upload now. So I told my friend that while he was just sitting there casually watching his shit get broken in his room. And he's like, oh, she took your laptop? I was like, yeah, I can't upload. And he's like, I'll try and find it for you when she calms down, but right now you're not getting that shit back. And I was like, yeah, no, that's fine, but are you going to be okay? Like, I'm sorry. I said that stuff to her, and then she went on this like rampage and she's screaming and throwing a fit, breaking your stuff. He's like, yeah, man, it's no problem. This happens a lot, actually. This isn't even that bad. And this whole time, he's just watching it like it's a fucking concert. Like, he just likes watching his shit get broken. Like, she was literally, like, stepping on his, like, TV and throwing stuff at the walls. It was pretty horrible. But yeah, I was like, all right, dude, I'm going to dip out and go home, I guess, because I'm probably not going to stay here anymore. Like, your mom clearly doesn't like me or me staying here, so I'll just leave. I was like, do you want to come back to my house with me? Because this doesn't seem like a safe environment. He's like, nah, dude, I'm going to stay through all this shit, and I'm going to get your laptop for you. Like, this YouTube thing, I know it's important to you. It would be super important to me if I was in your position. You have a fuck ton of people that care about you, and I don't want you letting them down. And first things first, I was like, damn, you're a really good friend. And then I was like, well, dude, I have a computer at my house. Like, I have a desktop, so I could just do videos from there. And then, we could come back some other day and get it. He's like, nah, dude, I don't want it staying here any longer while you're not here. I don't want to have to, like, be responsible for it. I don't want her, like, breaking it if she thinks it's mine. And he's like, I'll just stay here and wait, and I'll get it for you, and then I'll bring it to your house later tonight. And I was like, okay, man. And I left, and I walked back to my house. We were pretty close together, like, in terms of houses and stuff, so I could walk back and forth. And I walk into my house, and like I mentioned earlier in the story, I kind of left my house on, like, really bad terms. Like, I was just being like an ignorant ass kid, and I was like, yeah, fuck this. I'm just gonna move in with my friend's house and not have any worries. Sure enough, his mom ended up being fucking crazy. But to just make it simple, I basically left my house on like super bad terms with my mom. And when I walked inside, she was like, you're back awfully fast. And I was like, yeah, his mom's fucking crazy. And she's like, yeah, well, you're not just gonna come back here and like sit around all day and play video games and do your little YouTube vids and go out with your friends and not do anything around the house. And I was like, no, I'll help around the house. She's like, no, like, you seriously have to take a break from the YouTube stuff. Like, you're, like, letting it get in the way of your priorities. And I'm pretty sure at this time, only priorities I had were just YouTube and fucking cleaning. Like, that was the only shit I did back then. And it's kind of still one of the only things I do. But I just told her as politely as possible without sounding like a sarcastic dick. I was like, look, it's not just little video games anymore. Like, there's a huge platform to talk to people on, and like there's Twitter, YouTube, all this social media stuff that I use. It's really cool. And I tried to like show her, and she's like, no, I don't care. Like, I took your stuff away. You're taking a break. And I go downstairs and I look, and my fucking setup's gone. Just disappeared. I was like, okay. So we had 2 angry mothers SWAT team raid my rooms. Sweet. In the same day. So then I like lost my temper and I argued with her back and forth for like an hour. Didn't get anywhere with that. And then like later at the night, like in the middle of the night, my friend calls me. He's like, yo, I'm outside your house. Open the window. And I open the window and he throws my backpack through it. And my stuff's in it. My laptop was there. And he was like, yo, I'm sorry once again for all this stuff, but I got to go back home. She's like freaking out. I think she's on some stuff. I'll call you later. I was like, all right, dude, like be safe. And he ran away. And then I proceeded to just edit and like make 7 videos at once and schedule them. And then the whole rest of that week, I just kind of like chilled. But later in the week, I actually sat down with my mom and I like got on her laptop and I showed her all the tweets I get. And I showed her their profiles and stuff. And she realized like, oh, fuck, there's actually genuine people that watch my son on YouTube. And she was like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, I just didn't understand. And then she just gave me my stuff back. And I like never had another problem again. Like from this all the way to this point, never had a single issue again. She just completely understands now. After seeing a few of your guys' faces, she's just like, oh, there's actually real people watching him. I'll leave him alone. And shit, it's gotten a lot bigger since then. And I think now she's just like nervous. I think she's actually scared that there's so many of you guys in the fucking lunatic army. Oh, that was so cringy. You have permission to make fun of me for that. That was so cringy. I hear it on Twitter all the time. People call my fucking subscribers lunatics. And I always thought that was like the cringiest shit ever. It's like a meme on Twitter with a bunch of people, they tweet me. They're like, hey, I'm your #1 lunatic. And I just always cringe when I see it. And it kind of makes me laugh. But I thought it'd be funny to like fuck around and joke about it in a video for a second. Especially a video where I talk about my fan base. But anyway, yeah, like I just thought that was crazy. And, I almost literally had to like quit. Like my mom was literally telling me at one point, like, you need a break. You got to stop doing this. You're wasting your time. And I wasn't even at like 100 or 500 subscribers back then. Like, I had a fuck ton of you guys on board at that point. So I was freaked out. I was like, am I just have to like leave everyone and just be like, hey guys, thank you for making my dreams come true, but I'm going to go and fucking leave now because my parents hate you all. Goodbye. Okay, my parents don't hate you guys. I'm kidding. My dad's actually like always really thought this was really cool. And so was my mom. She just like didn't understand it fully. And now she does. And she came to me a few weeks ago and was like, just gave me this huge talk about how she like fully supports it and she sees all you guys. She actually like kind of pays attention to Twitter, I think, and she sees all your guys' tweets. And I'm sure she gets fucking completely weirded out at all the, like fist me, porn, dick, weird sexual comments, but she sees all the supportive ones too, so. But I guess there's one little point I want to make. For anyone that has this same issue like that I had back in the day where like your parents don't support your YouTube thing, if you're trying to do YouTube and have fun with it and your parents are like shitting on you, just don't listen to the negativity. Keep pushing forward. Do it for fun. That's like the main thing I always tell people. Like, just do it for fun. Do it when you have time to do it. And don't ever put it above certain like priorities. Like don't push shit that's important out of the way to do it. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I just thought this was a funny little story about how I had to deal with like one psychopathic fucking mother that stole my laptop that made me like not be able to upload. And then I came home and I was like, all right, well, I can just make videos from my house and make up with my mom. And she fucking took my computer too. Like, in the same day. What are the odds? And I just want to make a little point about, parents and YouTube. I'm pretty horrible with advice, I'm not going to lie, but I try my best. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Please leave a like if you did enjoy it. And thank you for being fucking awesome. I just wanted to say, the support recently has been insane, and I just want to give you guys a thank you for that. Fucking love you all. And yeah, see you guys out tomorrow. Peace.
Gonna have to line me, nigga. I don't really fuck around with Amy ass whiny niggas. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. Used to rap on that computer mic in that basement. Back in that basement. Swear you knew me from before, but I cannot place it. I cannot place it.